So what's actually going on with Matvei Michkov? I'm sure everybody's heard the news that there's a possibility he could come to Philadelphia as soon as this season. But how could that exactly happen, and how have we come to believe that this is a possibility? Well, about a month ago, the manager of St. Petersburg, Michkov's KHL team, announced that it was a very non-zero chance that he could come over to North America as soon as this season, should they figure out how he could buy out his contract, and if he could go over and be a star or a starter in Philadelphia. Now that last part seems kind of confusing, but it doesn't actually mean as much as some people might think it does. What Medvedev is trying to say is if Matvei Michkov can't start in Philadelphia or get sent down to the minors, that he would be retained into the KHL. In other words, he can't go down to the AHL. He must be an NHL starter. But this most likely won't be a problem for Michkov. The problem is recently it's been tough to get any news out of what's going on over in the KHL. The last we heard, his manager was confirming that they were in talks with his agent, and his agent said he was hopeful that Michkov would come to Philadelphia this season. But since then, we haven't heard a single thing. Now, while this doesn't mean that it definitely isn't happening, it has caused a few people to lose hope that it is going to happen. I personally don't think it's time to panic, as they said they'd be done with their contract negotiations by the end of June, which hasn't come yet. Now, some people aren't losing faith because of the timeline, but rather due to the fact that it would cost an estimated $400,000 to buy out his contract. It gets a little tricky from here because the Philadelphia Flyers aren't allowed to add any money into the Matvei Michkov buyout. Him and his agent have to figure it out all by themselves. I have, however, heard some good news that makes me feel a little bit better about that, and that's the fact that KHL players on average make about $425,000 per year. Even if Michkov makes less than this, he could still have enough money stored to help him buy out this contract. And he'll sign a contract with Philadelphia that gives him $950,000 per year for the next 3 years. This could really help in the buyout process with the KHL. So in conclusion, no, the Flyers should not be worried about Matvei Michkov in any way. Even if the contract negotiations don't work out this year, there's even more hope that it could happen next year, and it's definitely happening the year after that. And the fact that they're having these contract negotiations now proves that Michkov will be a Philadelphia Flyer eventually in his career. So thanks for watching, and let me know if you think he'll be coming over to the Flyers this year, and how long you think we're going to have to wait for him if he doesn't.